Hi, welcome again. Blossoms of the Savannah, this time around chapter 12, 13, and 14. Stay put. Let's go through the chapters, this work together. So therefore, chapter 12. Chapter 12 is the retaliation. Chapter 13, Olusidori's grand visit. And chapter 14, the wealthy Olusidori. So therefore, chapter 12, retaliation. Now, Ole Kaelo hits the road angry and bitter and complaining to all he meets about the beastly attack on his daughters. He goes to the school where Joseph teaches and explains the events heading to his anger. Joseph parades all pupils and sends boys from the Ilmolelian clan to go and call their elder brothers and fathers to an urgent meeting at Oerata plain. The search party narrows down on Lante, son of Kanyira of Ilukumae clan, and Ntara, son of Muyo, also of Ilukumae clan, as the culprits. They decided to embark on a revenge mission to prevent further provocation from the Ilukumae clan. The retaliation is done by the young and old men from Ilmolelian clan and the sympathizers from Ilmakesen clan. The search party comes across the two culprits who run and fall under the feet of two old men begging for mercy. According to Nasila culture, a man is spared of any crime if he hides his head between the legs of an old man. Nevertheless, they are clobbered, slapped, and kicked by Kaelo and his men. It is realized that after interrogation that one of the offenders was related to Tayo and Retian, for he was son of Mama Milano's sister. A cleansing ceremony is planned, and Ole Kaelo is compensated for the trauma he underwent. Ntara Muyo gives Tayo and Retian each a heifer to remove the shame that he caused them. Lante pays 2 heifers. Ole Kaelo continued to have mixed feelings about Olusidori's plan to marry his daughter. He consoles himself that Olusidori is not an ordinary man and that his business success depended on him. Therefore, reasoning, he decides to go along with Olusidori's plan. He also dismisses negative rumors about Olusidori, assuring himself that his daughter was lucky to get such a man. Meanwhile, the girl's visit to the uncle's home has greatly changed their outlook on life. It reduces their over-reliance on their parents. They are finally happy that they are getting acceptance in the highly traditional community. End of that chapter. Chapter 13. Olusidori's grand visit. Olusidori changes his plans of coming for Retian in 2 weeks' time and declares that he will do so the following day. He would be accompanied by his 3 friends and wants Retian to cook for them. Ole Kaelo asks Retian to remain at home and cook for them instead of going to help plaster the kitchen of Tayo Kitty with Tayo as they had planned. She is not comfortable with the idea, saying she fears Olusidori and that he is like a monster. Her father hears none of her protestation. Retian seeks refuge in the garden. She wonders why she has been chosen and not Tayo. She finds injustice in the way her father treated her, unlike her sister, Tayo. Tayo sympathizes with her situation. She knows her father's biasness in treating his daughters. She thinks that the current demand from his father would make him hate her more. She blames the new culture that her father has immersed himself into as the cause of all her problems. Traditionally, a girl was shielded from men and it was rare for a girl to interact with men. Finally, Retian agrees to cook for the visitors after Tayo is allowed to do it with her. Olusidori arrives in a procession of four-wheel drive vehicles. He is immaculately dressed, and so is his three friends. Taiyo starts sensing that he could be targeting her sister Retian. He gives each of the family members generous gifts, including a briefcase to their father. Later, after leaving, Taiyo talks to her father to get more information about Olusidori and his mission in their home, but he reveals very little. After failing, she plans to ask him to enroll them at Egerton University, but she does not succeed. Ole Kaelo calls for his daughter, Retian. He talks to her pleasantly and tells her he has good news for her. Retian misinterprets this, thinking it's about being enrolled at the university. Finding that they are on different pages, he dismisses her and calls for her mother. Good. Chapter 14. The wealthy Olusidori. Ole Kaelo and his wife visit one of the Olusidori's homes in Naivasha. He wanted them to see the home that he is building for their daughter so that they can easily convince her to marry him. Olusidori compares Retian with one of the legendary beauty in the land, and this greatly flatters Ole Kaelo. He also compares her with Lord Ngata, an English lady who drove a legendary gentleman crazy, but the lady finally refused to marry him, hence making the gentleman hate women forever. He intends to rectify that by building a palatial home that she would not turn down. Olusidori is even ready to enroll her as a parallel student at Egerton if she marries him. However, she must undergo circumcision before he can marry her. Ole Kaelo regards Retian lucky and hopes his other daughter would find such a rich man who could give him generous dowry. Ole Kaelo reminisces his journey with his wife to Olusidori palatial home in Naivasha with pleasure. He still remembers with awe the grandeur and magnificence of the house Olusidori was building for Retian in Milimani area of Nakuru, which made him decide that Retian had to be married by Olusidori, come what may. Before parting, they hatch a plan of abducting Retian if she offers resistance and are very happy about it. His wife is not very happy about the idea but has no option. She's unhappy that her daughter would miss the chance of going to Egerton University. Ole Kaelo also seems to conflict but keeps assuring himself that Olusidori is a genuine man enjoying his own fruits of labor. Later, after a disturbed night, he has a dream in which Retian accepts to marry Olusidori without any resistance, and that raises husband and wife spirits. Retian and Taiyo hatch a plan of returning all gifts Olusidori had given them in his next visit to show him they were not on sale. Retian receives Olusidori warmly into their home and hands over the carton that she and Taiyo had packed all his gifts. This catches Olusidori by surprise and he is made to believe that the battle has been won. He reveals his plans to marry her and she is shocked by the revelation. They have a nasty exchange of words with Retian telling him that she can only be his wife over her dead body. Retian storms out of the house and confronts her father in his shop at Nasila. Ole Kaelo confirms his intention to marry her off to his friend and says that he has no intention of enrolling her to university. She has a nasty verbal exchange after which he slaps her twice. She tells him he better kill her than hand her over to his friend, the monster. Their bitter exchange attracts a crowd outside the shop. Retian leaves in a hurry and heads to the river, where she contemplates committing suicide. Just then, Olaringoi comes to what seems to be her rescue. She tells her that Olusidori men are looking for her all over and that he can help her reach Menik's ranch. Retian agrees to the idea and that plan to start off very early the following day.